Good evening. Welcome to Market Watch. U.S. stocks rose ahead of Washington and Beijing preparing to sign their initial trade deal, with investors also digesting the latest earnings results from big American banks. The Dow Jones Industrial Average Index is now up 149 points at 29,088. On tonight's Market Watch, we're joined by the Director of Market Making of Haitong International, Mr. Joseph Hermes, on the line live from New York. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
First, let's look at the news on earnings results again. JP Morgan Chase and Citigroup announced impressive earnings results yesterday. Are we seeing the same trend with Bank of America and Goldman Sachs?
Bank of America and Goldman Sachs continue the trend of beating expectations in fixed income trading. The units were up 13% and 63% respectively. However, both companies initially were trading lower for different reasons. Bank of America's fixed income gain was well below what we saw out of JP and Citi yesterday, and their consumer banking business fell by 9.7% as interest income fell. Goldman's earnings per share miss, which was mostly driven by higher litigation and regulatory expenses. Goldman took over $1 billion charge as the firm gets closer to a settlement of the one MBD scandal that has been a monkey on its back since 2016. Bank of America is trading down about 2%, and Goldman Sachs has reversed and is now up about 0.75%.
Noted, Joe. And finally, the U.S. and China will sign the long-awaited Phase 1 trade deal today. What's next after the Phase 1 agreement is signed?
In what President Trump calls a beautiful monster, the two countries will sign the trade deal today, as you mentioned. Now we look to see if the relationship between the two countries has evolved enough to have an easier time clearing up future differences as we move to Phase 2 and beyond. Steve Mnuchin noted that the punitive tariffs still remain on about 2/3 of U.S. imports. The administration will now wait and see if China honors the commitments listed in the 86-page document. Topping the list is purchasing $200 billion worth of goods over 2 years and the enforcement of intellectual property theft and piracy. As much as we may be tired of talking about a trade deal, there's more to come after today.
Joseph, thank you for your insight. And that's Market Watch for tonight. Thanks for watching.